Good evening and welcome to episode 98. We're talking about all things holiday. How do you get ready for the holidays? How do you celebrate? What do you celebrate? Some people celebrate with food. Some people celebrate with lights or traditions. Giving thanks, giving gifts, whatever it is, let's talk about it. Open-minded mystics. Good evening. Can you believe we're on episode 98? Open-minded mystics, episode 98. We are coming close to the end of this year, 2022. I want to say thank you so much for, being here, for joining us, liking, subscribing, and sharing, and being a part of our Vibe Tribe. My name is Donna V. I'm the producer of Open-minded Mystics, and I will be bringing out the host and, of course, our light docent and extraordinaire, Miss Kim Mazzella, in 1 second. But first, I want to let everyone know tonight, above all nights, we're looking for some interaction. So in the comments, we are looking for sharing and experiences because we are about to get through the holidays together. Some people enjoy them. Some people struggle through them. It doesn't matter. Tonight, we're going to go over and learn some tools and tricks on how to get through whatever it is you need to get through. Most importantly, like, subscribe, share, definitely, because this is 98. Then we have 99. And the first episode of our new year coming, 2023, will be episode 100. We are so proud of all the things that we have talked about. You can go to our channel on YouTube or on Facebook and look at the countless amounts of videos and topics we have covered and all the guests we have had on. But it was nothing without you guys like Jerry Reesby and Lisa. Hi, everybody. And now I am going to bring out Miss Tracy Locke and Miss Kim Mazzella.
Hey! How you doing?
How you doing? What's going on, everybody?
Oh my gosh, I am so excited for this episode. First of all, kudos to that video. Made me want to be like chestnuts roasting on an open fire. It was awesome. I am so excited for the holidays, and I'm more excited to see both of you because we get to talk about the holidays and all those emotions that they bring up. Right, Kim?
Oh, yes. The holidays are here. It's not even like we're waiting for them. It's here. It's now. Today is part of the holidays. I always feel like Thanksgiving always sneaks up on me. And then I'm like, okay, time to get down and dirty. But yeah. I have to say, I've had so many changes in my life. And this is such an exciting holiday because I'm going to try to bring old traditions in and we're going to be creating new traditions together and going forward. So I'm really looking forward to seeing and to really doing some of the things we're going to be talking about tonight, like pre-paving for the holidays and really seeing and visualizing what we want, especially because I know there's a lot of people out there that don't love the holidays. But, one of the things I was thinking is you can make it whatever you want. This is each moment. If the holidays haven't worked for you in the past, that's your old story. Tell a new one, So I'm really excited to get into this topic. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what our guests have to say. So I'm super psyched about today. And I missed you guys.
I know. I missed you too. It's always so great to see you, both of your faces. And that's one of the things that I love personally about the holidays are the traditions. Hey, Jerry. Oh, my goodness. I love you, Jerry.
Lisa from Nutley. Everybody's in the house. And if you guys are just tuning in, I just want to say one more time, this show is all about interaction. So we are talking tonight about tools on how to get through the holidays, but also traditions. So if you have traditions you want to share, please let us know. If you want to remain private, you can just put it in there, just say private, and then I won't post your name. I'll just read it. But yes, I'm so excited to be a part of this show.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, this show is all about the holidays and all the different things you love or have to deal with or are looking forward to or not looking forward to. That's all right, Lisa Marie. I'm not worried about it. I know who you meant. That's the key. But Scuba Ray's in the house. Loving that guy. He's everywhere. He's awesome.
Full holiday house.
Yes, it is a full holiday house. And that's one of the things that I personally love over the holidays is getting to see everyone. Mm-hmm. So tonight, as Donna said and Kim said, we're going to be talking about all types of things that have to do with holidays. First of all, there's a myriad of holidays that are happening in December, which is exciting. So there's a tons. I love this, Donna.
Wow, that's great.
Look at that. Boxing Day, Chinese New Year, Christmas, Diwali, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Las Posadas, St. Lucia Day, Three Kings Day, and Winter Solstice.
Yeah, exactly.
Solstice.
There's so many
Three times
traditions.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. And growing up, I got to celebrate too. So my family did Hanukkah and Christmas. So it was very exciting that we
That's
got
awesome.
to do both. And so I know a little bit about both, but I don't know a lot about either one. Do you know what I mean? As far as actual real, not real, I shouldn't say real because it's all real, but some of the traditions. Like I want to talk about traditions and if they were important to you, and if so, why. So we had a bunch of different traditions, but one of my favorite traditions is the Advent calendar. Like I said to you, now as a kid, if you guys remember, do you remember the little chocolate ones you could get?
Mm-hmm.
What exercise and self-control those Advent calendars were, especially as a little kid. So you pop them open, you get the little piece of chocolate out, and you would we would hold ourselves to just that one piece of chocolate. We were so excited for the Advent calendar. One of the big thrills. I don't know about you two, if you had one.
I don't remember it when I was young because we had like these like they was all my mother sewed it together and it was like little pieces that you would pop out.
Yeah, it was like a felt thing or something.
Yeah, a felt thing. But my kids loved the chocolate. They loved that chocolate. I did, and it was like 99 cents at the dollar.
It wasn't good chocolate, but it was like the best tasting chocolate ever.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my favorite is when all the Advent calendars that were never bought go on sale, and I just go and I just eat all the candy. So like I love candy. I think I'm definitely part elf.
Uh-huh.
And I love all of that part, but I am a sales freak. So whenever the holidays come, I can't wait till it all goes.
That is hilarious that you buy all the Advent calendars.
Why not? It's like a book of chocolate if you really wanted to.
I know.
Yeah,
I think
really
it's brilliant.
True. That's a great idea.
You could have it for every month. Every month you just have an Advent
you have
calendar.
a personal trainer that says you only have one piece of candy every month, buy 12 calendars, and you're good.
But it's usually not like by the 12th month, that chocolate is not tasting that great.
That's Kim, that chocolate is not good on the first month. It's not good if it's fresh.
On the first day.
Oh,
exactly.
See? Ray's granddaughter loves the Advent calendars. I know. All kids love them. All adults love them. That's a tradition that I want to start doing, but I forgot to get one. So I've got to get. I'm like,
gotta get on
5 days behind. I have 5 pieces of chocolate waiting. Calling
That's
my name.
the best part is catching up.
Yes,
it's like the only thing you want to catch up on.
Yeah, Donna, do you and Kim, do you guys have one, just to start off, one tradition that you love? And it doesn't have to be, it could be whatever for this season, holiday season.
When I was growing up, we did this thing. So my grandparents, my mother had 10 brothers and sisters, and they were all close together in age. And we're talking a year apart, like year and a half. So I had 7 cousins that were just my age, 6 cousins that were 1 year younger than me, and like 5 cousins that were 1 year older than me. Like it was crazy mayhem. And half of us lived in New Jersey and half of us lived in Long Island. And what we would do is we would pack stuff in a suitcase, and we just shove stuff in a suitcase and arrive at the car, and then we get to my grandparents' house, and we didn't know what cousin we were going to go home with. You could be going back to your house, but chances are you were going to a cousin's house. And then like there were tears because these cousins all wanted to go to one aunt's house, and the aunt's like, I can't take 30 cousins. We're going to have to divide it up. And you didn't know it, but it was always so much fun. And we talk about that to this day. My poor kids have 4 cousins. They don't know from 42, but it was such a great thing. It was so wonderful. With my kids, I love to make the cookies. We make Christmas cookies. And so we make all different sorts of Christmas cookies.
Do you have one special one that's like your signature cookie?
Well, my daughter loves the ones with the Hershey's chocolate kiss. And
I knew you were going to say that. I don't know why I knew you were going to say that, but I knew you were going to say that.
But my mother has this like 3-layer cookie that is really, really
the Italian cookie, the rainbow.
Yeah. So
I love it.
Yeah. We make a whole bunch of different cookies, and we put them in tins and give them out to our neighbors. So
God bless you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do it this year because they both get home on the 20th, and I don't know if I'm going to. We'll see. I'll let you know.
Time. You have plenty of time. 4 days.
I love
What
that.
about you, Donna? Do you have a tradition?
Cooper Wright says he's going to Philly to see the Christmas light show at Macy's and visit Dickens Village. Very cool.
Oh,
that's
so
cool.
Lisa said she found an advent calendar with little toys for her kids. I love that.
That's probably so much better. Your dentist will thank you.
Yeah. I have such a small family that if we had to do anything near what Kim did, it would be like a Chinese fire drill. It would be just like you get out of the car, you run around a couple times, you're in the same car that you were in.
Exactly. Same.
That's about all I have. And Tina says, I think the ones with Hershey Kisses are peanut blossom.
Oh, they're good.
Ooh.
I love that. I like the snowball ones with the
yes, with the nuts in them.
Those are good.
A lot of that. Well, I feel bad.
No, they're my favorite because they're walnuts.
We
call them Russian tea balls, and they are with walnuts.
Oh, everybody's got different names for some of the similar things, which is so funny.
What do you call them?
Snowballs.
Okay.
That's what I thought they were. But I mean, whatever you call them, they're delicious.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you don't take them away, I don't care what you call them.
So I could tell you a little bit about a tradition that, I mean, so my grandmother, my dad's mom, she was the baker and the cook and everything like that. And I love the people that used to have the family cookie day exchange. I never had that.
I love that.
That's cool.
That was something that I was not familiar with, but I've heard other people have it. But what I did was one year, probably only like maybe 6 years ago. I don't know. I was feeling a little lonely for my family. We're all over the place. I have family in Texas and in Queens, and I just decided to take my grandmother's recipe. I don't know if I ever told you the story. And this is something I think that anyone can adapt to something in their family. And I think it's something sweet. So I took my grandmother's recipe and I got the recipe card that was written in her writing. And then I took a birthday card that she had given me one year that said XOXO grandma. And I photocopied I took the recipe card, put it over so it looked like she wrote XOXO grandma.
Oh, that's great.
And I printed that out. And then what I did was I made the batch. She made rum balls. So I made a huge batch and I separated them out into into a little box, and I put 4 or 5 in. I forget how many I put in each with that note card. And on the back, I hand wrote a note to each one of my relatives specifically about them. And I sent them all out. I lied at the post office and said there was nothing perishable. I'm okay. And what I did was I sent it out and I told everybody that they were to expect a package. Don't open it until Christmas morning. And then I said to everybody, we're going to open it at the same time. So everybody I knew, even though we weren't together, we were.
Oh, that's awesome.
Together.
That is very
so
sweet.
creative and awesome.
Yeah. I love that. But other than that, I mean, I don't really remember having my grandmother used to make cranberry walnut bread. And I remember as a kid being allowed to use the chopper. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those Spritz cookies. My mom had this and
I love Spritz cookies.
My mother gave me the same thing from 1908 that she had.
That Spritz thing, we had it. The big metal thing.
Yes. I think I threw it across the room one day. I said, we're just going to.
My mother's friend used to make those. I would die for those. Anyway.
I love Spritz cookies. They are to die for.
What did you do as your tradition, though, to celebrate the difference, or not the difference? How did you combine Hanukkah and Christmas? What did you do?
So the cool thing is, as most of you know, usually Hanukkah is nowhere near Christmas, meaning obviously they're both in December, but there's usually a good distance between the two. So what we would do is we didn't do anything literally in our household. We would go to our cousins who celebrated Hanukkah and they used to do, which is really cool. They used to do like little Hanukkah plays in the house.
That's awesome.
It was really cool. And then they would discuss Hanukkah and the oil, and then it lasted for 8 days, and do a lot of readings. It was very cool. It's very traditional, which was really neat because our Christmas was not based on religion. It was very much based on Santa Claus. You know what I mean? It was very, very, here comes Santa Claus. So it was cool to get both sides. But like I said, we got a little of each. So it was really neat. It was really, really fun. Yeah.
It's a nice mix.
And I think traditions are great. And I know traditions can be hard. For some people, this time of year is not easy because inevitably you've lost someone throughout the year that is the first time that they're not going to be at that holiday. And that's always hard. And I think we should discuss that because it's very hard. I think there's a lot of expectations for holidays for everyone to be up, and excited. And then there's a lot of people going through a lot of crap right now that are not going to be as excited. And it's like, how do you show up at these holiday events? You got to put on a happy face, or do you? That's my question. And B, do you have to go? Should you go to the holiday events if you're feeling like,
I agree. All I want to chime in before Kim gives up her wisdom here is, I think that it's so interesting. People say it seems like there's just so much going on during the holidays. And it's kind of like saying, it seems like there's so many birds out at night. And it's like, they're out during the day. I just think that because it's dark and quiet, you recognize it. And I think that that's the same thing with the holidays, with things that go on for families and people, recognizing people that have, passed, or trauma, or things that are going on. I think it is exactly what you were saying. It is because there are so many people, which is great, that are joyous and joyful and happy, that it's that extreme opposite of really feeling on a day when it's just like a Monday in the middle of, let's say, April, people don't expect you to be really upbeat. So it's okay to kind of like go under the radar of maybe sadness. Or Tina Kopko, I'm sure, talks about this with a lot of people. If you're mourning, or if you're going through some kind of a loss in your life, but when it is Christmas and there's not just a spotlight, there's houses filled with lights, there's 8 lights on a
menorah.
And a menorah. It's like there's so much light that it does shine onto darkness. And that's something that I think is interesting.
Yeah, it's really true. And one of the things I was thinking about what you were saying is that the idea of it should be a certain way, like, right? I should be happy. Like, the shoulding really could make you even more miserable. I was thinking about the fact that there's been like 6 deaths in my family in the last year and a half, and you've all heard of them because I keep going to funerals. And I was joking around that eventually at my job they were going to ask for death certificates if it just kept going on, right? Like, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, no. So I had an aunt die. Like, they're like, how many aunts you have? Actually, a lot of them.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot of them. But one of the things I want to mention that last year, Christmas Eve was always a very huge holiday in my life. Same with Christmas Day, because I have so many cousins and we get together. And last year, Christmas, do you remember Omicron went crazy at Christmas time?
Yes.
And I was alone. Like, I did not have my children. I did not have anybody. I was alone in my house Christmas Eve. I was like, okay. It was like a gift. I realized, wow, I watched Grease and ordered sushi. It was like awesome.
Oh my God. What a diversion, right?
It was my version of the fish. Like, I ordered sushi, watched Grease. Fabulous. I got to say. And now here's the thing. If that's your everyday, maybe that won't be so phenomenal.
Right.
But at the time I was really like, I'm not going to be sad about this. This is a once in a lifetime thing. Right. But we do have an inner guidance system, and not everybody's families are bring happiness and joy, right? Like, some of us have to recreate our families in our lives, and some of us have obligations to our families. And then I guess it is about like drawing the line about what does that obligation mean to you, and what steps am I willing to take? Because I actually have a client right now that I've been actually working with, and the statement I always keep saying is, how important is that break to you? Like, how important is it? But I do think that our inner guidance is always telling us, like, when we find resistance or we don't feel happy about it, that means that's the thing that we're supposed to be looking at. It doesn't necessarily mean we should go or shouldn't go, but it's definitely something we got to look at and figure out, why am I resistant to wanting to be with this person? Or it's almost like becomes your assignment, right? Why am I resistant? Why do I feel like dread about this? Now, some dread is just, we don't want to get out of our pajamas. Like, let's be honest. There's times I'm like, I just don't want to do my hair. I just want to like stay in my PJs.
Sure.
But some is, there's people out there that we have stuff with, and most of them are family members, right? So the thing about the stuff that we have with our family members, I want to mention is, I think they're given to us as family members because we're supposed to figure it out. Doesn't mean we're supposed to stay friends with them. Please understand, but we're supposed to work through it. The people that we have the biggest stuff with tend to be related to us. And I think it's by design. Otherwise, we just wouldn't figure it out.
Sure.
We'd be like, oh, right, you. But we're like, oh, you're an immediate family member. I got to figure out what my role is, what I've created here, what my part is in this. And is this something I'm really willing to take forward or not? And that's a tough thing to figure out in the holidays. But if you've decided, I'm going to suck it up, Buttercup, I'm going to spend the holidays with this person I don't like, then you have another job to do. And that other job is, why are you going to waste 1 minute of your life being unhappy? Why that person does not get to decide your happiness or not. You could be happy in a room of people you don't like. It's harder, yes, but you have to do one little thing and you've got to prepave it. You know, you wouldn't like decide to run a marathon without like doing a couple runs before, like really actually like 6 months of them. But like you wouldn't just be like, yeah, I'm gonna run 26 miles today. Right. And if you could think of being with the people you don't like as doing a marathon, right? Like the family members that you are going to have to do a marathon, and you can't just get out there and run 26 miles without stretching and practicing. And I've run long distances. You actually have to work your way up. So if you can think of, you have, today's December 5th, right? So
Correct.
you have
20 days.
What?
20 days.
20 days. You have 20 days to
90
prepave an awesome holiday. And it always starts with your mind. What is my decision? What's the holiday I want, right? My kids are both in school and it's different. I got to set the tree up alone, and I could be like, or I could be like, oh, I'm going to create a new tradition, right? Like I'm going to create a new tradition. I'm going to get a new tree, a new type of tree, you know, like something I like more than them or something. You have 20 days to decide. So pre-paving is deciding how you wanted to go beforehand. Like you wouldn't just slap pavement down on a road. Like, well, I hope none of us would really slap pavement down. But I mean, right. You wouldn't just put a road somewhere where you haven't figured out where it's going to go. Right. And that's what pre-paving is. Figure out where your road's going to go. What is it you want to create? Like, what is it you want your holiday to look like? So I am having like 30 people in my house in Christmas. I've invited them. I've set up some parameters about like, we're going to do a white elephant, something I didn't even know existed until this year. like a gift exchange to try to make it a little bit more fun.
Sure.
You know, and so I haven't had that many people by myself for a long time. And I keep thinking, it's just going to go so smoothly and easily. I just picture myself at dinner, happy, calm, peaceful, not broke. You know, like right. People have asked me what I could bring, and I've been really specific, like dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Dinner would be nice.
Exactly.
You could bring the main course, you know, and my cousin was like, okay, what do you want me to make? And I'm like, you're awesome. Because these are people that know, you know, I might not be the best person to cook that thing in our lives.
Exactly.
Or, you know, so pre-paving, if you want it to look a different way, you can make it look a different way. If you don't want to spend your Christmas with 30 people, or your Hanukkah, or your one of those 10 holidays that you celebrate, make it your way. If you're not going to do it, but my thing is, oh, that's beautiful. Right. That's beautiful. And
that is awesome.
I want to mention that's such a good thing around. There's this people I follow. They're called Summers in Alaska, and they do all these great things in this Alaskan family. I think they're my friends. I send them a Christmas card every year.
I love it.
I've been following them on YouTube forever. Anyway, they do that. They have like a calendar of good things to do. You can of things that you could do, like random acts of kindness. They write cards out and leave them in people's windshields and stuff like that. That's things that you could do. But here's something free that you can do. One of the things that I love is the idea that thoughts increase when we share them. So I always say, go to a place where there are people, like maybe a mall, or if you don't want to be in a mall, somewhere outside where there's people walking by, and spread blessings. It's free. They don't have to know you're spreading them. Just imagine light pouring into everybody. Imagine everybody that you see has a great Christmas, has a great Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, or you could just say, you know, one of their, whatever you celebrate, may you really enjoy it. Or, you know, of these many different things.
Christmas, winter solstice, Diwali, Chinese
yeah.
New Year.
Yeah. And some of us celebrate more than one, right? So you could go spread light, because when you're feeling sad, it's hard to move yourself into that easy feeling place. But I call it the sharing of blessings, right? The just sharing of light. Just go spread light. Just everybody.
Yeah, that's a great point, Kim. I just wanted to say that this year is the first Thanksgiving that we had where we were not all together as my family. My sister's in Europe with her family, and usually for Thanksgiving, we do a huge Thanksgiving where all different sides of the family get together, and there's like 40 people there, and we have a big football game, and it's really fun. This year, we didn't have that. And so Chris and I were like, what do you want to do? He said, we can go to my sister's. There's a lot of things going on. I said, you know what? No, this is the first year that we're going to get to do something different. So I'd really love to go and feed the homeless, feed people that really need it. Go to a food bank or a food shelter, and let's try and do it. And we did it.
That's awesome. I saw that.
And the thing that was crazy is we had to be there at like 6 a.m. And once I got the information of like, you have to be there at 6, I was kind of like, oh man.
What have I done?
Yeah. What have I done? Is this the right thing to do? I don't know. I'm not going to wake up at 5 to get there at 6, and it's freezing cold, and all the things that, go through your head when you do something like that. And what can I tell you that it was one of the most fun things I've ever done. It was so rewarding. It was so great. And it was exactly what you're saying, Kim. It was a situation where it was kind of like bummed and missing everyone. And was like, oh, I can't believe we're not all going to be together. And instead of focusing on that, I was like, you know what? Let me focus on somebody else. And wow, what a difference. Like, what a game changer. So I would say to people out there, if you're feeling lonely or you're feeling like, people are far away or they're not here this year, definitely, there's a million things that you could be doing for other people. And it's a huge, huge difference. It makes you feel so much lighter inside, and you don't focus on yourself, and you're not worried about who you're with or who you're not with. You're like, I just want to give as much love to these people that actually need it. And it was awesome.
That's awesome. I saw that.
Being a part of community, I think, is a game changer, like all the time. And I agree with you, Tracy. For many years, I did that myself, and I really did enjoy it. And like Scuba Ray said, visit a nursing home with friends and sing Christmas carols.
We should do that.
We should do that.
So
we should do that. I will totally do that.
I'll join you.
I'm going to tell you. So I used to run the youth group at Grace Episcopal Church. And that was one of the things that we did for outreach was all the kids and myself. We would actually take it on the road, and we had people, parishioners, but there's a place in Nutley Family Services, but we could find a place if you're serious.
I'm dead serious.
I will tell you right now, hi Dennis, that it is so much fun. And you get a couple of songs that you know that you're going to sing. And I will tell you, there is nothing like going. But here's what I have to my 2 cents. When you go, no matter whether it's feeding the homeless, singing to people, not everyone is going to be receptive. And this is a really important, I'm going to put myself on the big screen for this one. This is a really important part of giving. And I remember teaching my my youth group this. It's not for us. It is for them. And not always do they want it. So the example is that we were going, and it was Thanksgiving time. We were going to feed the homeless, and a group of girls, and we had specific rules. Don't wear your Uggs. Don't wear your nicest stuff. Don't go dressing like, but don't, remember, be humble. Like, go where you're going and know who your audience is at all times. Be kind. And we went. And one of the things that, I get really excited. So like, I'll go above and beyond. Like, I'll go in my own pocket, and we will get some ice cream. We're going to sit with kids, because there's a place called Interfaith IHN, Interfaith Hospitality Network. And they would come to our church. But this time
they come to our church too. I know.
They actually, churches host them.
Yeah.
So they have a place to stay, and those people are on the edge of homelessness. They're on the brink of like going out of homelessness. So it's just a very interesting situation. If anybody needs more information about that, you can reach out to me at Manifesting Mondays 8. I could tell you about that at Gmail. Anyhow, the group we were going to was not IHN, and it was all women that were homeless with their children. And because we were all women that year, we had no boys in the group. All girls thought, this is going to be great. We're going to do the same thing. And I'll tell you, it was a very eye-opening experience for these young women that I was working with, because we went and they did not want us to eat with them. They just wanted us to drop the food off and go, and that was it. And we had to do it respectfully.
Yeah.
And I had to say to these young girls in the car, they probably feel a sense of humble shame, like all of it.
Yeah.
And here we are, all of us going there, coming from a nice neighborhood, coming from a warm home, and you're bringing a meal that we cooked, and we're coming with great energy, but that can be off-putting too.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, I'm saying this only because so many people do. I mean, I'm so glad that you had a great experience, Tracy, but so many people go because they're feeding themselves. They're feeding their own ego. They're feeding their own something, and they want to go out and do for others because it's for them. But the minute you lose sight that it is really in service of someone else, it's just never the same experience. It's when you really get in there and you say, you know what? I want to do this as something that I've never done before. I want to do this for them. And it's a beautiful experience. That was a lesson, those girls. We went back to the church and we had our ice cream together and we sat, we talked. And it was so interesting because they were really kind of cranky about it. And I was like, that's not what being of service is about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And not everybody wants what you're selling. You know what I mean? Not everybody is interested in, and I've had this even in what I teach. When I first started teaching what I teach, I was so excited about it. I thought it was earth shattering and was going to change the world. And I was always like, you should. And I literally got the word should out of my vocabulary by the time I was teaching within 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Because I realized that nobody should do anything. Not everybody is interested in what I teach. And it's not the right way for everybody, by the way. It's a path. It's one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not.
I used to think to the kids, I'm like, I don't want to shit all over you, but I want you to want to do it, because if I have to say you should do it,
right,
I'm shitting all over you.
Yeah.
I would make a play on words out of it. And the moment you start, you're right. The moment you start hearing yourself repeating that word, you're like, ooh.
And the other thing I learned is not every tool works for everybody, and not everybody's in the same place. And I had a lot of people like, you're thinking I was nuts, right? And it took me a while to be like, and actually it was good for me because it made me like really get clear on what I believed, and to allow other people just to be where they were, right? And not to think that they're wrong, because who's to say who's right and who's wrong? My way works for me. Their way works for them, right? And we all have our own ways. My way works for me. They're not right or wrong. I'm not right or wrong. I just have the way that works for me. And I'm still excited about it. Still can't wait to share it. But if it's not your way, God bless you. And on your way, you'll find your way. You know,
Yeah.
And I think that is really a great point
to
make. But that doesn't mean that you can't send them blessings. You can, and the other thing is, if you know people, because I was mentioning before the show started that for some reason I go through things in my coaching business where I seem to get a genre of people. Right? Like a genre comes to me. And right now my genre is people who are in pain. And if you watch my TikTok, it just seems to be people who are in a lot of pain. I seem to be attracting right now. And I'm like, what am I supposed to learn? So I dug into Abraham Hicks, and I dug into, most people in pain, it's almost like it's like a PhD in this stuff. People in pain. It's really hard to hear that about energy work. It's hard to hear it, like I don't want what you're selling, right? But the truth is I have to believe that the rules are always the rules, and law is always law, regardless of whether or not we like them, or the way energy moves is the way energy moves. So that's why I wanted to talk today a little bit about this one. This is a great book. If anybody hasn't read it and is interested in learning more about it, this is called Ask and It Is Given. It's the processes. Some of the processes some of these processes I use in my course. It's got like a bunch of it's Abraham Hicks. It's got a bunch of processes in it. And what's great about the processes and the tools in this book is they tell you, if you're feeling really, really happy to really, really okay, use this tool, right? If you're feeling okay to really depressed, use this tool. If you're feeling rage and shame, use this tool.
That's cool. That's cool.
And the thing is, different tools work on different levels. Like if you're really in a great place, you can use all the tools, right? You can go on a rampage of appreciation, which is in this book, right? But you don't want to go on a rampage of appreciation if you're in a tremendous amount of pain and feeling betrayed and feeling like you're like 2 steps away from jumping off your roof. Rampage of appreciation is not going to work for you, right? But there are tools in here in this book that
wait a minute. Donna's like,
well, you know what it is? I had to look at my past orders. Kim, Tracy, when we were away for my birthday in Arizona.
Yeah.
You remember me ordering books and having them sent to the place? Do you remember this? I said I ordered you a surprise.
Yes. Is that the book?
That's the book.
No. That's so funny because I was like, you know me, I'm writing it down.
So that's funny because I've had this book for like, when did it come out?
I don't remember why, Kim, we saw that book or we talked about that book.
That's so funny.
And we might have been at when we met the channeler, and I'm trying to I'm blanking. I have her name all over here. Oh my gosh, this is the book that I got from when I was there. Oh my gosh, I'll think of it.
Wait a minute. You know Valerie? Valerie?
No, that's the witch. When we were in, oh my God, I feel so horrible right now.
When we were in where?
In Arizona. When you were in Arizona.
Katie,
yes.
Katie Easterwood. Oh, I didn't know who you meant.
Yes.
I would have helped you out earlier than that. I just know who you were.
That's okay.
To.
So what I believe that she might have mentioned it. So to surprise you, I was going to send it to we stayed in this Airbnb. And the thing that's so funny is I've never had an issue when
I remember they weren't able to
put it in the lockbox, and because we were only renting, they wouldn't open it. And I put in the notes, leave it on the porch. That's the book.
No.
Oh, wow. Well, this book was written in 2000, or I purchased in 2004, right?
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you, it changed my life. Everybody, like the processes in this book I use all the time. The emotional scale is in here. This is where the process of the emotional scale is. Focus wheel, pivoting, wouldn't it be nice, what thought feels better, are all in this book. These are great tools.
What happened to that book, Donna?
You got to go find it.
No, I told you what happened. I'm looking for it right now.
They brought it back, right? They sent it back.
Put it in the lockbox thing because the mailboxes, and because we called the
Yeah, I remember the company,
and they wouldn't let us use the key. They
right. So did they send it back?
Okay. So we had to send it back, and then I forgot about it. I wanted to read it on the plane home.
We're gonna have to get it.
You definitely. I'm going to tell you. I mean, so many of these tools I use on a daily basis. I mean, so many of them, and the book of positive aspects. But the one thing that they say in this book I thought was really great and great to read is illness is an extension of a negative emotion. Now, when I first heard that, I was like, that physical pain is just an extension of emotion. It's all the same things. There are 2 emotions, one that feels good and one that feels bad. This means you're connected to your energy stream, or you're not allowing your energy stream. Illness and pain is an extension of negative emotion. And when you no longer feeling resistance to it, it's a non-issue. I think that the reason why I never really used that tool is because I read it and went, yeah, right. I really had
What are you on crack?
That's how I felt. Like, are you on crack, people? I'm not like, but now that I'm 20 years older reading it, I think back to a time, and I always will remember this. When I was 23 years old, it was the first time I really ever felt like hard in love with somebody, like head over heels in love. Right. Like I had thought I loved before that. Anyway, I remember I was getting sick, and I was getting sick for like a week, right? But I was just ignoring it because we were together and in love, right? And so I was supposed to go to his house that night, and I took my temperature, and I was like, I think I'm getting really sick, right? And for the 5 hours that we were together, I was perfectly fine, like perfectly fine. And then when I left, I drove myself right to the hospital and had a kidney infection at 105-degree temperature.
Oh my God.
Right? But I always think, how was I okay those 5 hours? And that is the power.
You weren't paying attention.
I was not paying attention. And I really do. But the funny thing is I think that what was going on with that kidney infection, I was just ignoring that this is not a good person for you. I don't know why you're so like this. He was very, controlling and wanted me to be perfect. And so I wanted to be perfect for him. Like it was a great experience in that because of that course, because of that experience, I became a life coach, right? Like I wanted to heal myself so much that
You wanted to say no to crack.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at what I said.
Crack attack. I love it.
Crack stealing ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
We are stealing crack with crack. I love it.
I tell you that I just took that picture today driving.
That's so funny.
And it applies. How do you like them apples, ladies and gentlemen?
Very good.
All full circle.
That's why I'm laughing so hard when you said that, because I was like, I knew I took this picture for you.
That's hilarious. The reason I thought you were like, oh my God, I know someone on crack and they might be watching. I hope they don't know. That's what I thought you were thinking. I was like,
No, I'm laughing because I just, like an immature person, but it was really more so.
I love that though.
I was driving down the road and it was like horrible tar smell. So I had to close my windows. Otherwise, it would have been a clearer picture, because I like held my phone up, and as I'm passing by, and I'm like waving at the people, like going slow, move slow. I'm like taking a picture of the crack.
That's hilarious. We're crack sealing over here. Keep it moving, people. Keep it moving.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, Tina.
Oh my God, it's just so funny.
Yeah. No, but
here we go. How do you recharge your positive vibes and feelings?
There are so many tools. Just so many tools. Well, the first thing is that you have to have a practice, and I really do suggest a practice. And a practice is not a perfect. A practice is making a decision every day to do a couple things. Just do a couple things. So what I do every day is I write in something called the Book of Positive Aspects, right? So I talk about that all the time. So I pick 3 things a day, 3 topics that are things that aren't going to
not hard, right?
Yeah. So I pick my dog 90% of the time. So Biddy is the name of my dog. So I might be like Biddy, and I'm like, she loves me unconditionally. I could call her bad names and she still loves me. I could step on her tail by accident and she'll still love me later. She always wants to cuddle with me and sit on me and be with me, and she loves me enough to want to follow me around. Like that feels good, right? So then I'll pick another topic that I might love. I in my house I have a vanity. I've never had one of these things before, like a little space just for me to look pretty, right? Like, and I'm like, I love this little space in my house. It's just for me. No one else comes here. No one else can own it. I can do whatever I want with it. Just feel how that feels. Now, it doesn't have to be that big. It could be, what I love about McDonald's. Isn't it cool that if you like McDonald's or that kind of food, isn't it cool that I can go to McDonald's in any city of the United States of New Jersey, and there's just like a McDonald's there, and I can see it from really far away. Sometimes they put that M really, really high up so that I can find it. Find something. If there is something in the world for you to appreciate, and if you could appreciate things for a few minutes a day. The other thing, you could do that in the world. Send blessings to people. Send blessings to people are in pain. People in pain need your blessings, because it's hard when you're in pain, emotional or physical, to pull yourself out of it. Especially when you're on the bottom of it, right? Join, like Tina's grief group that's going to be in January. So many people are in pain. So many people are happy too. So send them blessings too, to increase it, because the world needs light workers. But the thing is, if you are feeling really sad, it's really important to understand this. If you're feeling really sad, it's an opportunity, because remember that light is created by a balance of a negative and a positive charge. Light is created. The world needs your energy. So when you work through it, and I'm not saying you have to work through it in 30 seconds, when you honestly get to the other side, you are a light worker. You have taken your negative energy and turned it into light for the world. It's actually something that the world needs. So we're all go through sad things, and we're all meant to get to the other side of them. Some are harder than others. Right? Some are harder than others.
Definitely. And one of the things that I've read and heard, and Kim, maybe you could speak to this, and Donna as well.
Wait. I want to know what you do to get recharged, Tracy. They want to know what we all do.
When I recharge, well, I was going to tell you that this is one of the things. Like, so this Thanksgiving, when I was saying my family was not around, and I was bummed out. I need to be around other people. So I feel like, and I don't know, it's not a uniform, and obviously there's no standard answer, but for me, it's being around people and focusing on other people. You know what I mean? When you I feel like when your mojo is not there and you're like, ooh, I'm feeling kind of crappy. If you focus on others and stop worrying, just being so immersed in self, and it's not a negative comment to say that you're immersed in self. We all are. We all have things running through our heads of what we should be doing, like we were talking about the shooting all over yourself. Instead of that, I feel like if you get out and even if you just see people, visit people, go to that party that you don't, even if you're like, I don't really feel like it, go for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Kim's talked about this before, where even if you just go and show up and be like, hey, you never know, A, who you're going to meet there. B, if you're going to get in a conversation where you're like, wow, I never knew that about this person. And, or I met someone through this person. Or if you go with the mindset of like, hey, you know what's exciting? Anything can happen. I'm just going to go for the sense of adventure of like, I'm just going to go and maybe there'll be somebody new there that I'm going to meet. So yeah, energy. Exactly, Jerry. It's like, you can get that energy from other people. Frank!
The energy from, and look at, he chose a new location. I hope you're enjoying your new location.
We'd love to hear all about it, Frank. How is Florida? That's so exciting. And that's another thing, like doing traditions. Oh, look at Kimmer.
Here.
What's up? Oh, that's right.
She brings the positive energy.
Get ready, Kimmer and girls. We're doing the party again this year. Papa Locke always has a party, a Christmas party. And for the last couple of years, it's been off. Well, it's on again. So that's what So I'm going to put all my energy into getting set up for that party. So it'll be really fun.
I love it.
What about you, Donna B?
Oh, music and walking the dog and getting out into nature. I love nature. Like, nature is just a really important part of my daily life. And one of the things I could honestly say is I have been learning to create boundaries. And that might sound like,
no,
boundaries create energy, because one of the things I've noticed is the more that I create, not walls, but boundaries. To me, there's a difference. Like, you put a wall up, no one's coming in. But if you put boundaries up, what happens is that energy reverberates, and it's a little bit easier to rebound when you say, I don't need to put it out to everything and everyone, because then all of a sudden you're like, can you hear me now? And it's like, no, you can't hear me now because I'm tired. But I'm trying really hard to compartmentalize and create boundaries so that the energy that I have does not get sucked out by the negative energy suckers.
I love that. That's awesome. I mean, it's true. When we say no to things that we mean no, or I'm not going to accept that, we do have more time and more energy for ourselves and the things that we love. Anytime, we're happy to answer your questions. I have to say that I am really, really excited about just you guys. Like, every Monday I look forward to. I really feel very blessed, and to have this group and us and together, and knowing that every Monday night I got my tribe, I got you guys, and just it is so nice to be supported and to know that we're going to talk about real things, and we're going to look, try to figure out to live positively through this life, because because and real, not like pretending like everything is so sunshine and light all the time, because it's not.
Well, Simon has a comment that I think that would be a perfect timing for that. So he said his life has been on hold for the last week. My girlfriend's father, who's 90, had a stroke. So we've been traveling to Orlando every day. I don't mind. That's what you do. And I know what he means by that is because he moved down there to continue and be in a relationship with someone that he met. And those are the things that we do when you're in a relationship. You do things for others, and that's really very important. And I mean, you have to have boundaries there too, I'm sure, right, Kim? But,
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm even seeing with my kids, like now that they're like getting a little older, and I'm really seeing, because sometimes when you have some perspective is everything, right? Like, so I see, where I could have been cleaner or clearer, or where I held them back from growing up a little bit. Right? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, but my answer is, so how are you going to handle that? Like, that's my new answer. How are you going to handle that? Like, and
that's a good one.
Yeah, because my son had called me about an issue with parking, and in the past I may have gone in and saved him and figured it all out. I didn't have time. I'm sorry. How are you going to handle that? And he was like, and I'm like, okay, well, I know you could do that. I got to go. I love you. Bye. And it was funny because he did. 2 days later, he called me and he said he figured it out.
Isn't it interesting? Listen, I think it's very interesting in life when we are definitely the people who, answer to everybody or whatever the case may be. I think, oh, okay, new day. I need to put that one up there.
XYZZZ.
Wow, what's going on there? I have no idea. That's one of our sponsors, actually. Eat more fruit. Eat more fruit.
Let me put my lipstick everywhere.
Whatever. But I think it's interesting that if you are a person that handles it for everyone, whether it's your kids or family or friends or whomever, the minute you say to them, and I'm learning this in a really big way right now, I think, instead of me helping you do it, I think I'm just going to help you by saying you got this. And by saying that, it empowers them. And I've seen such a difference. And it's like, I understand that we water plants and we put them in the window by the sunshine, but plants outside survive, even when there's 5 days of the wind. And
they figure it out.
Interesting. They will kind of figure out, like, if their roots have to go a little bit deeper to search for some extra water, or they have to stretch a little bit further out to get to the sun. We can't always provide everything for everyone, because then, you just can't give anybody when you're empty yourself. And I know that you've said that millions of times in millions of ways, but it is absolutely true. And it could not be truer during the holidays.
Yeah. And one of the things that A Course in Miracles says is that we do not do anyone a service if we see them as sick or less than or incapable. Everyone has within them the spark of that can create mountains, right? Everybody always has within them. And even when someone else is sick, that is why we must see them healthy, why we must know that they can do it. And so when we say to that person, how are you going to do it? We got to also follow it up by knowing that they can get it done. Because I think it was like stepping into that, hey, you know what? I've got to stop this. My doing it for him makes an assumption that I think he hears. Right. I don't think you can do it. Yeah. Right. You're not capable. He hears. And I know that felt like he was hit by my hand when I said, so how are you planning on handling that? But I know he was shocked because it was money, because I'm still paying for it, by the way, like his parking at school, but that's okay. He's paying for the car. I paid for the parking at school, which was a deal that we made beforehand, but I'm not going to
even justify it. It's the fact that, we do that. Do you see what's happening? Like we always do that. We justify what's going on. And the truth of the matter is the lesson is priceless. And you said to him, figure it out on your own. And he is figuring it out, because if it was something that he wanted, how old is Drew now? 22, 21?
No, he's 20. He's 19. He'll be 20 in March.
Whatever. Yeah. So if he wants alcohol, I'm sure he's figuring out. Right. That point was proven perfectly for the setup. They don't ask us for the stuff that they really want. They want, they'll get it on their own. Yes. It's the stuff that they half want, or the stuff that they know that we've always done for them, that they still come to us. Yeah. But the minute we're like, listen, it was done in the kitchen with the broomstick, it's like, if you give them those tools, then they'll do it. But it's if you just keep giving them the answers, they don't even want to play the game anymore. What's the point of playing the game if you know who's going to do it at the end anyway? Right. It's crazy. Although my daughter is the exact opposite. She just goes and does it, and she doesn't want my input at all in it. Well, right? So she's wanting to do everything with the first, and she's like, I think it's so much better. First order, it's usually like the first is like the one that's going to take care of everything, everyone. But sometimes it's the second one that's quiet, that's sitting back like in the director's chair going, oh, that was a really bad scene. Hold
my beer.
Yeah, I'm going in. It's already we've got 5 minutes left. That's crazy. This show went fast, which is why we're doing it again. That's right. Don't forget that if you think that there's answers that we did not come to yet, then you should tune in for episode 99. We're just getting ready for the holidays part 2. We're going to talk a lot more about getting ready for the new year, what you want to let go of from 2022, what you want to grab onto for 23. And we definitely want more input from everyone here. And I love it. Yes, exactly. Feed them fish, they eat for a day. Teach them to fish, they eat for a lifetime. I love that.
I love that. Wait, before you put, thank you, Ray. One thing I was going to say, fish. So let them eat fish. in the second one, we don't have time to go into it today, but I'm dying to know what the Feast of the Seven Fishes is, ladies. I know you're both Italian, and I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Why do they do it? I want to go to one
for a few
sometime.
minutes. Go for it. I didn't do it.
No, my mother was a tradition breaker, so she never wanted to do regular traditions. So I'll have to ask her. But I know a lot of times
in the comments wants to post it. We'd love to know.
Yeah, I want to know what the significance of the seven fishes is. Why you do it? The Italians do it.
Someone says I can answer this.
Okay, go Facebook.
Go ahead and answer that, because
seven apostles or something. I think number one. I could be really wrong, but I will tell you.
Seven apostles. What happens to the other ones?
I don't know. So what's happening? I have no idea. 7 days.
I think you're thinking of the Magnificent Seven, which was the.
No. Well, I will tell you while they're writing. 1 year, I can't see this.
The seven apostles. You're like, it's true in scripture. They said that there was the Magnificent Seven, and then Three's Company. Isn't that from the Bible?
I have no idea. But all I want to say is that I can't do it because I don't like squigeel and like all that stuff is yuck to me. But
I love that.
But 1 year, what I did was I made shrimp in 7 different ways.
I got fried shrimp.
Shrimp. I was
shrimp
like,
dip.
it was like the bubble gum. It was like the bubble.
Yeah, bubble gum. Bubble gum shrimp company.
So funny. I did like shrimp bisque, shrimp cocktail, shrimp with lemon and whatever.
Did you do shrimp beeps?
Shrimp. Shrimp beeps are the very best. 21 fishes on Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know who serious. Kathy, are you serious?
I don't know who this one person is, but I'm going to tell you right now. We're going to go to the cards, and if they decide to answer by the end,
I'll ask my mom, and I'll come back next week.
If anyone is having the Feast of Seven Fishes, I want to go.
My friend Jen does it. I'll call her up after.
All right.
After we'd like a book report on the 7th.
Kathy says 100% she does 21 fishes.
Wow.
The form of fasting, no meat until Christmas Day.
You mean you do it all the way up? That's so smart. Okay.
That
oh my God. 21 days of fish. I don't know if I got to handle that.
Oh my God.
Well, I think it's 21 days of no meat. I don't think you just have to eat
21 days of fish. I would eat red goldfish. I would eat
21 days of fish. 21 fishes.
So she ate 21 fish each
No, she ate 21 fishes on Christmas
Eve. Okay.
They have 21 fishes on Christmas Eve.
Okay. Yes, I want to know what that's about.
Yeah. I don't know, but there's no meat till Christmas Day. I think it's because in the Bible, he actually goes out with the nets and he gets a lot of fish. And Jesus is like, we cannot waste any food. Come in here.
Hey, are we going to make beef? So what are we doing?
The Bible, rewritten by Donna B. Donna is writing her own Bible right now.
Exactly. The Bible. I don't know if you're familiar, but God had 4 children.
Mine is called The Bible by Donna B. A Book of Saturday Saints. You know what I'm saying? It's like wait, but my question is there's like a thing. What is it called now? Swedish fish. Yes, I love Swedish fish.
Oh, yeah. Swedish
fish.
Of
the Swedish
I could do a feast of Swedish fish for sure, Ray.
Yes.
I have having
that.
Still having a bubble gum imitation.
I got fried fish.
I got shrimp bisque. I got
my French fried fish.
If anybody ever wonders why I hang out with you guys on Monday night,
exactly it.
This is
invite us to your Feast of Seven Fishes. We'll make sure Donna will give the blessing for all 7 apostles. I would now like to do the blessing of the 7 apostles.
How many apostles are there?
12.
The other guys were fakes. They were phony frauds.
You're 5 babies. Oh my God. The 5 babies. What are you talking about? It was Shumaril. Oh my God.
Shumaril should definitely be a fish dish. Hey, I'm about to bring out this bombaril.
Wait, Tracy and I went over. We've now had dinner. We're gonna hopefully do it this week. And Kim, you should just get down here on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, I got
it. Worth it to the Belmont. It's
we
worth
went to
it.
the Belmont Tavern and we had shrimp beef. So much craziness went on. The first time we were there, they said we gotta get shrimp beef. She's like, "Are you saying shrimp beefs?" I'm like, "Shrimp beef." She's like, "Shrimp beefs? What's shrimp beef?" I'm like, "That's shrimp beef."
We still don't know what a shrimp beef is, but we love them.
It's a spicy shrimp, and it's like that's the name of it. Larry's there.
That's hysterical,
right? That there were so many people there that like wanted to know who we were.
Yes,
it was so funny.
We should be like, we're one of the 7 apostles.
No, this is the thing. The way that Tracy and I celebrate Christmas is we just got to make it down to the Belmont 7 times before Christmas.
Hey, I have an idea. We should definitely, I really, before we go, I want to say this out loud so we do it. I really want to do the singing to older people. That would be hilarious.
Oh, I think I'm down.
And we could call ourselves the 7 apostles. That would be, let's get 7.
Well, you know what? Next Monday night, we don't have a live show. Next Monday night, we have a meeting. We should meet and go and sing, and we should live stream so that people can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's make it happen. We're gonna have a meeting after this. But let's everybody after this definitely needs to meditate. or maybe I don't even know, confess a sin or something.
We'll be here for you.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
Kim, you go first.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. And stop.
Okay. Okay. The first one is fear. My Archangel Michael, I'm here to help you through the present time.
Okay.
I love you. I protect you. And I keep you safe. I trust it all as well. Accept my love, Kim, and allow it to dissolve your fear of the 7 fish.
Okay.
Creative potential. You got this fish thing. Okay, Kim? You are like infinitely creative. Life is a sea of creativity. Just waiting to be expressed through your fish. You are free to express all your heart desires.
And I did have salmon for dinner tonight, so obviously.
It's a fish kind of day.
Right.
Oh, he's ready.
I love it. Me. All right. You, Tracy Locke.
Ready, D. Now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I saw it.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Trust. All will work out. We, your angels, are here to nurture, protect, and heal you. Trust in the healing power of fish. We love you more than you will ever know, Tracy Locke.
Woo!
In diversity. That's why there's 7 of them. The world would be a boring place if there was only one fish. If we were all the same. Celebrate your uniqueness. You're special and much loved.
There we go.
Thank you, Tina. This is my holiday hair because I need to have some holiday hair.
I love your holiday hair.
Next, I just wanted to look as bright as a light bulb. All right. I wanted to look like cranberry sauce.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. All right, here we go. This one's going to
wait.
And for anybody else out there that's connecting with my energy, my barriers up. All right, let's see. My boundaries, not my barriers. That would be like, I'm not going to.
The boundaries are there.
The boundaries are up. And we got sacred knowledge.
Awesome.
Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Feel the peace within. Beyond your thoughts lies your eternal truth, the I am presence of eternal love. I love that. And yes, I do. I love that so much. The I am. And Archangel Sandal Fund. It sounds like a beach name, which means there'll be fish there. I am heard you call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered. Somebody's going to answer about the fish. I know.
Well, we found out it's a thing about meat. They're eating fish till the bitter end.
I think there's more to it. I think
there's a little more to it.
I think there's more to it. All I could say is that the next time that we're back is right before the new year, right? So we'll be here
before
Christmas. Yep. Oh, before Christmas too, December 19th. I forgot about that. And whether you are giving thanks or giving gifts to one another, or with your family, we are definitely your tribe, and we're really happy that you're here. No matter how you celebrate, and you could celebrate with rice and sweets and stuff like in Finland. And then I think this is Norway. And then this is another. Oh,
It's Nutley, how they celebrate Nutley.
Different countries around the world. And like all these different beautiful places. This is India. So I'm just saying. Then, of course, say no to crack. Unless you're really bad and that's what's in you talking, I have nothing to say.
I can't stop laughing.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was an amazing show. I love it. But seriously, tune in the 19th. We're going to talk about this again. So we'd love to know about your traditions. We'd love to know what you do to prepare for the holidays and the new year. So I know that Donna and Kim both have these really cool traditions that they do for the new year, which I'd love to incorporate some of them in my new year. So let's talk about that the next time that we meet. And please, if you're listening right now, think about writing into us, because we really want this to be interactive, especially for these 2 episodes, so that we can find out what you do, so that we can share. And if we like it, we can take it. I am going to put up a shrine to the 7 apostles before I am done decorating. So that's going to be a new tradition.
Yeah, email us Monday today. I don't know why there's only 7 of them. And then we can say Seven apostles from. I don't know.
All around the cathedral, the 7 apostles down.
Do we go wassailing with the apostlings?
Yes, we definitely should be wassailing apostlings.
Yeah, I think we need some rock music.
Oh, we do.
What do you think? I love the way Johnny Benson's not here today. I love it. Thank you everybody for being here. Billy, Tidy, Tabitha, Abby, Jerry, Connie, Dennis, and Mother Merit, Hello. Thank you everybody. Thanks for being here, liking, loving, dancing, and we are out.